What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and the gigantic game that this game is going to be. Now, there were loads of details with the demo that people were able to play yesterday, last night, whenever it was. I'm not going to go through every single detail. In fact, I'm probably going to skip most of them. I do want to focus on a couple main things, kind of the big standout numbers, the big kind of headlines, and it's the length of how long this game is going to be. It's the download size, with the disc, and go down that rabbit hole, because I literally, when I say this game is gigantic in every way, the details, the amount of stuff that people obviously got to experience in the demo, that's definitely one of them. But also, this game is very, very long. So the numbers that are floating around is about 40 or so hours for the main story, which is slightly up from Final Fantasy VII Remake, part 1. And then they had said about a week ago, right, that the side stuff was actually going to be more than double the main story. So the number ends up being closer to about 100 plus hours if you're going to complete everything in this game. So this is going to be meaty. This is going to be, from my calculation, how much I spent in it, and even the how long to beat time, this is longer than Final Fantasy 16, let's say, right? This is one of, if not the biggest, Final Fantasy games of all time, at least a completionist, run. So that's exciting, because you just kind of get to lose your life to it. And remember, it's the last of that kind of avalanche of games in late January to late February. It kind of has that late February period all to itself, and you're going to need every second to play this game because of how long it is. Now, the second part, and this kind of made waves, and I had shared my thoughts on Twitter about this. Look, I'm not super upset, okay, about the download size, but I believe it's rumored. I don't know if it's confirmed. The rumored download size is 150 gigabytes. Now, as I said on Twitter, these download sizes are kind of becoming a little too big, and they're kind of getting crazy. They're kind of becoming a little unrealistic to have more than, 3 games, on your base PS5, I guess in this case. This is a PlayStation exclusive. Now, I get a couple things. Number one, the game is literally, as I keep saying, it's enormous. So how big did I think it was going to be, right? Well, I did think it was going to be pretty big. I don't know if I expected it to be 150. That makes it one of the biggest download size of any PS5 game. There are games that beat it, but maybe top 10, top 15, maybe it's tied for some in that range. That definitely puts it in that elite territory of you need to wipe out several other games in order to play this one. I think even Spider-Man is closer to 100 gigs than, and obviously this again being 150. So you think about that, 250 is just Spider-Man and Final Fantasy VII. But again, it's a massive game. It's a very, very long game. There's a lot of things that would be incorporated in that 150. I'm not surprised. And also, I get that's kind of where we're going, at least in the short term. Maybe the next console generation, we can try to shrink it a little bit. But I think over the next, honestly, 3-4 years, the second half, I guess, right? Second half of the Xbox Series S and X and PS5's life cycle, I think 80 gigs is going to be the minimum for most AAA big games. You're probably not going to get it lower than 70, 80, 90, and then it's going to probably be pushing 120, maybe even up to 170 kind of as the average. I know there was somebody who joked about, imagine GTA 6. Is GTA 6 going to push 200 gigs, right? So this game is absolutely massive in literally every way. 2 discs, enormous amount of content, and it's also, in terms of download size, one of the biggest ones out there. There was also the fun little thing thrown out that if you do it physically, right, which not everybody's going to do, it's a dying breed, although I really appreciate it, but if you do it a physical version of this game, once you install both discs, you don't have to switch them when, say, you run out. That would have been what you would have had to do back in the past, right? Beat the first disc and it would tell you, insert disc 2, and you would continue it on. Once you do the full installation of the game using both the discs, you don't have to swap from disc 1 to 2 midway through the game. Beyond that, there were a lot of smaller details. I'm not going to bore you with them, although they were quite exciting and people did like them. But I've actually kind of seen enough, of this game. This is going to be a game that I'm going to lose close to probably 100 hours in. This is a kind of game of the year front runner, right in the beginning of 2024. I am beyond excited, but I've also, I think through the gameplay kind of snippets we've seen, whenever these companies, Sega does it with, say, like a Dragon, that franchise franchise, right, they'll give out like 5-10 minute trailers. And so when you get like 3 Final Fantasy VII Rebirth things, you're getting like 15, 20, 25 minutes of footage. I'm kind of content. I really don't actually need more details, more info, I guess, beyond this. I am absolutely sold on this game already. So let me know what you guys think about the size, of this game. If you want, in the comments, make sure as always you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.